Tonight, there's a new law on the books here in Erie County, expanding the amount of languages used when sharing critical information to residents. The Language Access Act passed by the Erie County Legislature today, a 7-4 vote there. Well, tonight, I'm joined by advocates of this new law, and welcome to the 5:30, ladies, for joining us. I'd like you to introduce yourself. We'll start left to right here.
Hi, I'm Deja James. I'm Policy Advancement and Media Manager with Partnership for the Public Good.
My name is Hagar Hafez. I am a manager of organizing and strategy at the New York Immigration Coalition.
My name is Regine Danga, Public Health Specialist at Partnership for the Public Good.
All right, well, thank you all for joining us. First off, for Deja, I'm going to ask you, since you were leading off at the press conference today that you held there outside the legislature, what really does this legislation really mean for Erie County? And explain, what's the need for expanded access?
Yeah, well, this is a landmark bill that actually is historical in the entire state, as the county today became the first county outside of New York City to pass a law that legally requires all county departments to provide their services in the top 6 languages of Erie County residents. And so we're very excited for this law to be in place because it will determine access to services for county residents, both in vital documentation, translation, as well as live interpretation. So when they're seeking services in office, going to the DMV, going to social services, going to Social Security, even the for children in DSS, they are going to be able to interact with officials in their language.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. And now you mentioned the 6 languages. How are they going to assess what would be those top languages?
Yeah, that's a great question. So because migration has trends, so there's always spikes in different languages and new languages coming in and out. So there will be a committee advisory board that will be made up of community members as well as representatives from the county offices to discuss and measure that type of data through census, through school enrollments and whatnot, and yeah, so it's all about data collection. Yeah.
Okay, and I will ask that, you know, we did notice there was some debate on the floor of the legislature. 4 members said, you know, we want more information before we sign on to this and what have you. What would you say to them with their concern about cost, other factors like that?
I will say that we have done a lot of negotiation back and forth to make sure that when it comes to this day, there's no problem. I will say when it comes to the cost, there is no budget at the moment. So what is going to happen, the advisory board will sit together with community members to determine how many top languages are going to be there, which are going to be top 6. And based on that, they will determine the cost of it. And I just want to add that this is just not all Erie County offices. It's about offices that provide public services to the community members only. So depending with the department, sometimes they might receive less client going to their office, so that will mean less budget to them. So all of that will be determined once we have established this advisory board.
And I think we should clarify, Deja, if we could, that this is also for the hearing impaired, correct?
Correct. So we worked very hard with Deaf Access Services to include the deaf of hard of hearing in this bill, and they are actually included outside of the top 6 languages. So it's technically 7 languages when you include American Sign Language as well.
And where do you think this is going next? I'll ask you again that.
Yeah, so right now the bill language says that the county has 180 days to implement this law once it's passed. And so we will be taking that 180 days to create this advisory committee made up of representatives from the sheriff's office, the county clerk's office, and other county representatives, as well as community members, to submit plans for each county department for their language access services.
We thank you for joining us, all of you, for giving us a full explanation of what happened today and where this law will go now.
Thank you for having us, Ron. Thank you.